Hey guys, it's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Married to Medicine, Season 10, Episode 1 review. The show is finally back, and it did not disappoint. I was really happy with what I watched last night. Let's get into this review. So we start off with Dr. Heavenly and Jackie. They meet up at Phaedra's new store in Atlanta, and I must say it looked really good. The layout was great. The clothes looked great. It didn't look cheap or tawdry or ghetto or anything. Like, she really did a great job. You can tell she put a lot of thought and effort into this store. So Dr. Heavenly in her confessional talking about some, Dr. Jackie is one of the most important people in my life. She's my sister, my friend, my confidant. I just love her. That don't make me a carpet muncher. That's that stuff that Toya be doing. Toya be eating people coochie. And I was like, we ain't even a good 2 minutes into the episode and she already shading Toya. Like, and already saying something shady. Like, hate her or love her, Dr. Heavenly will make you laugh. Like, oh my God. So Phaedra walks into the store, honey, in her Mugler jumpsuit, honey. You know, Phaedra over the last few years has like really unleashed her sex appeal, her inner freak, honey. All that church mom stuff went out the door, honey. She be wearing her little skimpy freakum outfits and everything. Got her long blonde weave, honey. You can't tell her nothing. So she's dating a Nigerian doctor, but she's not showing his face on the show. Okay. Then we see Dr. Simone and Cecil are doing really good, but they have scrapped their relationship book because it was bringing up too much old stuff between them and they weren't trying to go there. So Toya and Eugene come over for dinner. They have been spending a lot of time with each other, and I'm happy that her and Toya are back on good terms. I really, truly am. Toya says that she's shocked that Dr. Gregory's back, and that he has decided to marry again after Quad. Because, like, after dealing with Quad, like, you would think that he would never want to get married again, child. Back at the store, Heavenly asks Phaedra, is Quad coming? Because they have not spoken to her since literally the reunion. And this is what gets me, because y'all supposed to be good Judies, but she ain't said nothing to y'all since the reunion, which at that point had been about 2 or 3 months had passed. Like, y'all not friends for real. Y'all friends for this show, because real friends wouldn't go that long without speaking to somebody that they really truly care for. It's either like, we gonna work through this, you know, or we not, period. So Phaedra was like, I don't know if she's coming. Like, you know, she been traveling all around the world, you know, all around the world, same song. But she asked if they talked to her, and they was like, no, we ain't talked to her. So Heavenly in her confessional gonna say, I think she gone radio silent with the ladies because her feelings are hurt. Quiet is sensitive. You know, she a sensitive girl, but I don't have time to cater to her ego. And I was like, about time, because Quad is so used to all these girls literally crawling up her butt like a gerbil. And it really gets on my nerves, because, like, who is Quad? Who is she at the end of the day? Once again, I don't even see why she's still on the show. I don't care if her ex is on her. She ain't married to medicine. Why is she still on here? But I watched tonight Dr. Heavenly's interview with Carlos King, where basically she said literally that Heavenly brought on Dr. Gregory's current wife so that Quad could keep her spot on the show, because they were trying to phase her out of the show this season. That's why it took her so long to sign her contract. And Quad doesn't show up until mid-season. So it's obvious that Quad and Heavenly were in on this together. Like, hey, you get her to come on this show, I get to keep my spot, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, how far will you go, like, for reality television and, like, a job? Like, that's weird to me, but it is what it is, child. So one of the producers asked Heavenly in her confessional, what does she think Quad is doing? And Heavenly Thomas, she probably sleeping with your man. And I was like, didn't she ask you last season to stop making comments about her allegedly sleeping with other people men? But you steady do it. Like, Heavenly don't give a damn about nobody but her and daddy and them kids, child. She could care less about anybody else. Like, anybody else. She don't particularly go in on Jackie as much because it's obvious that she really don't want to lose that friendship. But it's just like, that mouth of hers, I don't understand how ain't nobody straight popped her in the mouth yet. So Phaedra explains how she's known Gregory for like 20 years and that she met him as soon as he moved to Atlanta years ago, and that's how she met Quad, through Gregory. And Jackie was like, well, Quad said y'all dated, her and Gregory. And Phaedra's like, we got to put context on this dating situation. Heavenly was like, well, when we say date, we mean date. And Phaedra was like, no. It wasn't none of that at all. But it still wasn't cleared up on whether or not they had gone on a date, that they dated. You know what I'm saying? That was never clarified, So Heavenly in her confession songs, I don't know what happened based on what Phaedra Parks said, because Phaedra Parks don't always tell the truth. Now I'm just going and be honest with it. The truth ain't in the bitch. The truth ain't in her. And I'm just like, dark this half ago, talking the truth ain't in the bitch. Child, that tickled me, honey. Because just like the truth ain't in Phaedra, you don't know how to keep your mouth shut. So Dr. Gregory arrives to Cecil and Simone's house with his fiancée, Lateasha, honey, a.k.a. Sweet Tea, a.k.a. Toya's long-lost sister. Because you're not going to tell me that Toya, Lateasha, and her actual twin sister, Kanisha, aren't triplets. Like, a DNA test needs to be done somewhere down the line. So, apparently they met because she got in his DMs. And this was after he divorced Quad, and he said it was a lot of chicks in his DM trying to get at him. And Lateasha was one of them. She inboxed him, was like, I got what you need, with a baby emoji. Now that's very forward. Very forward. It's obvious she watched the show. It's obvious she was a fan of the show. Like, you straight up putting it out there like, I will give you what you want, which is a child. But then we find out in this episode that she's having fertility issues. You know what I'm saying? So, did you sell a cow that can't milk? Like, what's going on? Like, it's very forward. That's all I'll say. It's very forward. I wouldn't necessarily lead with that, but to each his own. Obviously, it worked. They together. So, it's the day of Gregory and Lateasha's hoedown engagement party that they're having at their home. Mind you, Gregory still resides in the home that he and Quad lived in when they were married, but the house is his. It's his home. So Lateasha says she's nervous about, his friends getting to know her because, of course, they're Quad's friends first. So we go to Jackie's house. She FaceTimes Heavenly, and neither one of them got dressed yet. And Heavenly start going in immediately, Thomason, why would you call it a hoedown if it's your engagement party? It sounds kind of tacky to me. And I was like, and this is why the girl afraid to meet y'all, because of conversations like this. Like, why can't she have a hoedown engagement party, Heavenly? Please be quiet and go power wash your house, please. So Jackie in her confessional time, so I met Sweet Tea at my first golf tournament. Greg showed up and brings this lady. Is it a friend? Did he babysit her back in the day? I didn't know. And it's like, girl, please stop. The woman is in her 30s. I could see if she was in her 20s or something like that. Like, she is an adult woman. Like, stop. Please stop. And once again, y'all being shady, and for what? And this is why I don't like Jackie, because her wooden self always got something to say and always throwing slick shade out there, and ain't had a storyline since Big Country cheated on her. Why are you even still here? So Jackie was like, how do you feel going over to Quad's house? It's been like 5 years since we've been over there. And Heavenly was like, I've actually been over there since Lateasha moved in. The house looked better when Quad was there. I think Quad had an interior designer. T is a Target kind of girl. First of all, ain't nothing wrong with Target. Target is expensive as I don't know what. You get furniture out of Target. You got money. All right. And judging by your house, Heavenly, you can't talk about nobody's house when your house look like a whole mortuary. Okay? Your house look like a whole funeral home. You have some of the most ugliest, tackiest, boringest, gilded age furniture I've ever seen in my house. Everything about your house is sad. Sad brown leather, sad wooden furniture, that old granite island in your kitchen. Girl, your house is horrible. You need to be spending some of that dentistry money and some of this married to medicine money on getting your whole house redone. Because ain't no way I would want to live up in that mausoleum you call a house. You can't talk about nobody. You still living in the 18th century when it comes to decor. Girl, bye. So Toya and Simone ride together to the hoedown and wonder how Heavenly is going to be acting. Because, you know, with Heavenly, you can never really gauge how she going to be, child. Lateasha twin sister Kanisha arrived. They look just alike. Jackie arrives and says that it feels awkward being in Quiet's old home. Okay, we get it. It was Quiet's old home. It ain't no more. Get over it. Heavenly and Dr. Damon arrive. Y'all know we gonna have fun this season. I get to do my Dr. Damon voice, child. And they arrive with their couple friend, Dr. Alicia, who is one of the new Married to Medicine cast members, and her husband, Dr. Kima. Okay, 2 doctors in the building. Heavenly arrives, child, dressed like a wildebeest. I don't know where she was going with all this fur on, looking like Chewbacca. Bro. But always trying to talk about somebody can't dress, can't walk, can't talk, can't do nothing but fix some teeth, and always got something to say. So Phaedra arrives, and the girls is like looking at her because, you know, she dressed sexy, and then she talks like, did she hug? Toya was like, did she hug the husbands? And, you know, I'm like, don't get mad at her because she feeling her judge and she, you know, want to show her body. She got a body, she can show it off. Just because y'all dress like y'all go dressing and shopping in the women's section at Walmart outside of Toya and Quad don't mean nothing. Like, please stop. So, like I said, Phaedra arrives and she thinks that Kanisha is Lateasha, child. She don't know which one she talking to. Eugene has lost a lot of weight. He's apparently taking some shot that Dr. Jackie got him on. And his stamina done gone up in the bedroom. He can last longer, according to Toya. And that was just something that I, myself, did not need to hear. I wish that my ears would have been clogged up with wax because I did not need to hear that. But happy for them. So the guys go outside separately from the women. They vibe and they talk and they, you know, smoking cigars and all that stuff. The ladies are inside. And Heavenly says, Lateasha, what do you like most about being engaged? And Lateasha was like, I get a little access to the money. And everybody was like, what you say? Hey, hey, hey. They was like, did this girl really just say that? And then in front of the cameras. But to give context, Lateasha got on social media last night and said that that, of course, is not all that was said, that they edited out the rest of what she said and that it was a joke, okay? She had to let people know she got her own money. She was in the Air Force, this, that, and the third. And I did a full bio on her months ago when I found out she was joining the cast. Like, she got her own resume, you know what I'm saying? But that still don't mean anything. But I think to an extent she was joking, but then, you know, with every joke, there's a little bit of truth in it. So I got my eye on you, Lateasha girl. I got my eye on you. So after that, Lateasha says, you know, when I came up in here with my little suitcase, I was like, okay, this look good. So Heaven was like, so have you ever been called a gold digger? Lateasha says, not really, no. And so Heavenly in her confession was like, Quad was a gold digger. Sweet Tea is digging for copper. She on a lower level. She don't even know what gold is. So you going in on your so-called bestie, Quad, calling her a gold digger, once again shading her. And I'm wondering, not even wondering, I know that the reason why Heavenly was being so shady towards Quad in her confessionals in the beginning part of this season is because she didn't know whether or not Quad was coming back to the show because she had not signed her contract yet. And mind you, she was not speaking to them. So she was being real shady. And this once again goes to show you that they ain't friends for real, her and Quad. They ain't friends. Now watch how she switch up when Quad actually comes back mid-season. Girl, the fakery of it all. So Dr. Kima asked the guys, has there ever been a situation where the ladies got into it and they put a strain on the guys? And they was like, absolutely. So get ready, Freddie. And it's like, Dr. Kima, you ain't even try to do your research, child, before you and your wife signed on a dotted line, sir. Like, what is going on? So Toya brings up Quad in front of Lateasha and asks Phaedra, is she covering her DUI case? Phaedra was like, I don't know anything about a DUI case. Where did you hear this from? Now, we don't know if she telling the truth or not because, you know, client attorney privileges. And Toya was like, it's public knowledge. And, you know, people could be like, oh, my God, Toya starred in this, and the third. I don't care what Toya do at this point because Quad and Heavenly went after her so hard last year about that whole burglary and everything, accusing her of breaking in a Neela house, just being disgusting. So I don't care what she brings out of her back pocket on Quad because Quad deserves it. Because Quad is truly a nasty, despicable person. She really honestly is. So I don't blame her. I would have told it too. So Lateasha was like, we're not going to make this about Quad. If you're here for me and Dr. Gregory. Gregory is more settled in his life. I want to thank Simone for referring me to Dr. Davis. And I was glad that she spoke up and let them know, like, y'all not about to be talking about my husband, my soon-to-be husband's ex-wife up in my house for my engagement. First of all, as soon as Toya would have even said, I would have been like, nope. You can have that conversation at home on the phone, my love, but not up in here. Okay? So Heavenly was like, so we find out that Dr. Davis is a specialist who specializes in fibroids and cysts, which is something that she struggles with. So Heavenly says, Jackie does all of that, don't you, Jackie? And Jackie was like, yeah. And so Simone, seeing what Heavenly is doing, is like, Jackie is a general OBGYN. I referred her to a specialist. Stop trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. And this is why I don't like Heavenly, because she always trying to start stuff between Simone and Jackie to keep their friendship strained. And I don't like that. I really, truly don't. And I don't like Jackie because Jackie allows her to do it and refuses to check her. Heifers. So Simone and Heavenly get to arguing back and forth about whether or not Simone can or likes to do surgeries. And T is trying to, you know, like, hey, nobody's listening to her. And her sister was like, hey, this is her house. Let her speak. And I was like, you better tell him, sister. You better tell him. So Heavenly, after that, it's a whole nother day. She with Jackie and she dissing the girl food that she had at the party, saying it was nasty and all of this stuff. T and Gregory are in the car heading to go get their marriage license. And he's talking about how excited he is about them getting married. But she said she didn't like how the engagement party went because she felt like the ladies were focusing on Quad. And she was like, I wouldn't do nobody like that. Like, that was really rude. And granted, this is the show. Granted, we got to bring certain things up. But I can't even say but, because I just answered my own question. Y'all on a reality show. These are the things that have to happen. In real life, though, totally out of line to do that to somebody. But we're on a reality show. They cannot not bring it up. So let me just shut my mouth, because Lateasha, girl, you signed up for this. So Tisha was like, I would never come into someone's party and do that. I'm just going to let them know there's a new sheriff in town and they not going to F with me. And I was like, that's all you got to do. Just got to come in chin checking hoes, like, period. So Greg was like, everybody was trying to say that Quad wasn't right for me and us not being right for each other. I am with a completely different person. You give me peace. You give me comfort. I feel like there's trust there. I feel like there's intimacy there. And that's why I'm happy to go get this license. And that was very sweet what he said to her. They go get their license, and Gregory in his confession was like, we haven't had any really big red flags. Child, here come the producers talking about fast forward 2 weeks from now. And you see them at the crib, and he's saying how he's put so much hard work into this wedding. And she replies like, all you doing is paying for it. Like, I'm the one doing all of the work. You ain't doing nothing but literally showing up. So it's already tension because she's driving herself ragged, doing this wedding, filming for the show, and she got her day job. Then we see Heavenly telling Toya and Phaedra that Lateasha was complaining about Gregory being controlling like Quad used to complain. I can see it because, I mean, it's obvious that Dr. Gregory is self-conscious. He's very, it seems like he's very afraid of losing his significant other, maybe because he feels like he's not worthy enough, he's not good enough, he's not attractive enough. I don't know. But it's obvious that there's something going on with him that he feels the need to be this controlling when it comes to his spouses. Then we see Gregory at his bachelor party saying, if I pull my pants down, I'm not pulling them back up. So while surrounded by strippers, then at her bachelorette, Phaedra walk in with Quad, child, and Lateasha loses her ish, and I don't blame you. So obviously that's going to be the moment when Quad makes her big return back onto the show. And baby, how I would have got to throwing some bows. Yeah, we on a reality show, but no way are y'all going to try to play in my face and think that it's okay to bring this woman to my bachelorette party. And no way did you think it was okay to walk up in her. Because, baby, one thing about Bravo, they ain't got security on deck, okay? You can get to it if you want to. I would have slapped Quad, I would have slapped Phaedra, and I would have slapped everybody in production. Because when is there a line in the sand of going too far? Like, girl, okay. Overall, though, I'm going to give the season premiere episode of Married to Medicine an A. This season is going to be full of mess, and I am here for it, okay? You guys, don't forget about my interview with Kiki Jabbar from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tomorrow, it airs at 6 p.m. Central Time. You do not want to miss it. It's so good. So good. I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.